you know. Come and watch our show. When times are hard and days are long and you don't know what to do, why not take a little break? Enjoy what we've prepared for you. Summer Sundays with the sisters. Lots of fun for everyone. Summer Sundays with the sisters. It's not even a full hour.
It's Summer Sundays with the Davis sisters.
Wait.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, wait a sec.
Where are we?
Welcome to...
Yeah, welcome to... No. Alex, I don't know what's going on. Like, FaceTime isn't working. I literally cannot handle Zoom right now. Google Meet is just like, it never works anyways. But, yeah, so, okay, I've resorted to Marco Polo. Like, I don't know, do you have this app? Oh, it says you're here. Oh, my God. That's amazing. How did you know that? Huh. Okay. Should we talk about how we want to... open the second episode of Summer Sundays with the Sisters?
Hey, Joy. Yeah, I have this app. I downloaded it. I downloaded it like a year ago, and I've never used it. But I don't delete things off my phone, so it's still there. Yeah, I'm feeling you on the Zoom. Let's just. What do we need the opening to accomplish? We need to say that it's Summer Sundays with the Sisters. It's episode 2. It's brought to you by the Boston Center for the Arts in collaboration with Linden Tree Productions. We are the Davis sisters. Blah blah blah. What else do we want to say?
Like on Marco Polo, like you're looking and you've got the double chin. I shouldn't do that, just for practice sake. Oh, there's my puppy. Okay, yeah. Good. So we have a whole new lineup of artists this week, and it's a really different episode, which is cool. So I feel like we can talk about that. We have Anto Astudillo, who is a film artist. We have Pyron, who is a dance artist and a film artist. We have dinners with Key, who has a very special guest with us this week. What else? What other? Oh, the community news. Will you remind me what we're doing for the community news?
Yeah, Earth to Boston. Earth to Boston this week is all about Dancing Queerly. Dancing Queerly is a wonderful organization and festival that's based right here in Boston. And we get to hear a little bit from the founders of Dancing Queerly, as well as see some snippets of their 2020 lineup in their show, and maybe get a glimpse of what's going on in the world of queer dance. I don't know. But it's a lot. We just got a lot, and I'm tired. Everyone's tired. It's hot. It's humid. I feel like that's contributing to it. So let's all just turn on a fan and put it right next to our face and just sit back and see what this week has to offer.
Dang, I did it again. Do I really have the resting face? Anyway, that's awesome. I think that's great. So, I just want to get fresh. I just want to freshen up and maybe get a little bit warm. I just did this walk with Baby Sir. Baby Sir! Hey, buddy! What are you doing? I think he's hunting for cicadas. What you doing, buddy? What you doing? Yeah, he's hunting for cicadas. They make a very scary sound, and it's thrilling. Okay, so I want to get warm, and I think we should get Victoria, VLA Dance, Victoria Awkward, to warm us up. I want to roll around. All right, bye.
Going towards the left side, we fall forward, bending the left leg in, swiping the right leg, all the way around, up and over, send those legs out, fold forward. Again, and go. Nice. My name is Victoria Awkward, and that was a contemporary floor warm-up. The that I would do with my company, the LA Dance. Thank you.
Hey, Joy. I took your advice. Decided it was time to freshen up. After that warm up, it really got me going. So, in the shower and really pumped for what's coming up next. So why don't you tell the folks what's coming up next, okay?
Tight spaces, you know. Whoop. Man, nothing like so. Oh, Alex, oh my God, I'm still going. Oh, Victoria, thank you so much. I think Alex already got in the shower, but I can't stop. It's this laminate flooring, you know, it's so nice. I think maybe I'm ready for a beautiful experimental film. Our Chilean experimental guest artist tonight, Anto Astudillo, is here with a compilation of films over the past years to share with you a little bit of texture, love, and non-binary perspective. Enjoy.
Joy. So, literally nobody has ever asked me about my skincare routine, but I figured, everybody else is sharing theirs, so I thought I'd share mine. And I'm already in the shower, so it makes sense. So I start with water. This is water, and it's best if the water can be city water. So I live in the North End, so the North End water is great. And then I just kind of like slap it into my face, and that's the first step. So like for part 2, all right, and then I'll show you what else I do with my skin.
Oh my god, that is so funny. I've taken to this new sort of a radical idea that I'm actually, during quarantine, I'm doing alternative teeth brushing and alternative flossing. So what I do is I just take my tongue and you just go really strong, like all the way around everything. And then you go, and then you just sort of like use the tongue to push air and maybe a little bit of saliva. That's all right. That'll help gather the debris through the teeth. That's right. And then what you do is you want to be outside in an aerated environment, especially during this moment. And then you just do this. And you suck air back through all the openings between the teeth.
Earth to Boston, the Davis sisters here with some community news.
I'm Maggie C.
My name is Michael Winward, and we are the co-producers of this festival, 3rd year running, this year virtually.
I'm so excited for you to meet all of these amazing artists.
Hi, Trudy. I conducted a bunch of FaceTime/Zoom virtual photo shoots and gave all these queer movers 2 prompts. And we were all exploring what it felt like to be boxed into, our life in quarantine, and also like our computer screens and FaceTime and labels and belonging in a community and what that means. And so this is a compilation of all of that.
The people who are coming up next, they're on television. All right, everybody, follow all of these faces because you need them in your life. Gays for Patsy, Renegades, Beth, hi.
Hi.
It's so good to see you. Before quarantine happened, what was life with Gays for Patsy? What was it like?
Well, we have dances every month. We also have a weekly dance, mostly country western, line and partner dancing.
What a night already.
It's ridiculous. I think history is important. I think talking about family is important. I think revisiting this idea of machismo-ness and monuments, All right, Peter, I'm ready for it. Let's jump into it. I'm excited.
All right, I'm just going to do it. Thank you so much. I loved my Lincoln logs. 4 hours in a row, creating little log cabins to my heart's delight. My parents, they were thrilled. They thought they had the beginnings of a architect, or even better, a construction boss, because he's the boss on their hands. Me, I was just playing house, and I was secretly yearning to paint my Lincoln logs olive green and pink, and turn them into little cottages. Wondering, where are those guys from the Ponderosa, and why haven't they shown up to my little cottage for dinner yet?
Em and Sophia, get in here.
the last like clip we had in this video is the sort of a compilation of things we did throughout quarantine. It thought we were dancing on a bed, and YouTube thought that it was probably sex. So we had to take that clip out and replace it.
YouTube flagged us.
YouTube will take this whole video down.
I thought of you, I called someone else. This is how it settles when the dust does wrong. We never find out, we'd rather not know.
QUAM stands for Queens with a Mission, and this is such a special group. It's a little dance family here in Boston, and we're made up of a beautiful group of diverse, all male identifying dancers. And our mission is to support self-confidence in one's own identity and expression.
It's another day, my days seem like the regular. Then I get a hit from Tone up on the cellular. Told me that the block is hot, they throwing party shots to some Bacardi. People getting naughty, so I guess I take a trip. A little, then I dip. Got some plans I can skip. Got the key to the whip. Zoom, zoom. I'm off doing 80 on the highway. Breezy on the radio, got Usher playing my way.
Stars in the morning sun, take me past your cosmic love. What you got? I need your midnight love.
I have fallen in love with the next performer, like 100%. I saw her video first, okay? I saw her video, saw her art, and I was like, who's she?
It's been an honor to be seen and feel visible. Dancing queerly is something that I don't think I could ever get anywhere else. And so I thank you so much for giving me the visibility, specifically as a Black trans woman. It gives me hope that I can make it. And you kept my creativity alive, and I thank you forever for that. Artists, stay strong. Be who you are. Be bold, resilient.
All right, so I just got out of the shower and I did the cleanse, right? So I had water and I beat that water in, and now I'm ready for my second step. Most folks would recommend that you moisturize, right? Not me, not my thing. I skip moisturizing and go right for my jade roller. Now this little beauty, it's like, if you don't have one, that's okay. You don't need to go spend a lot of money on one. If you have like a little pizza, like rolling pin or something like that, that would do just fine. I keep mine in the freezer to keep it extra cold. All right, and then I just start under the eyes. There's two sides. There's a little side. It's really great for under the eyes. And then there's a big side that's really great for the forehead. And what is this doing? Well, I'm not sure. Okay, I think it has something to do with toxins. Yeah, I think it has something to do with collagen. You know, it has something to do with moisture. And I like to really roll it everywhere, you know? I like to start, sometimes I start at the sternum, the base of my sternum, and I just go up, you know, and really, really like get my Adam's apple in, and then I go for the back, and then, okay, and sometimes that happens, and you know what, if it does, this is still a useful skincare tool. You can pop zits with it. All right, so once I pop on my zits, I'll be ready for dinner. You know what they say, you don't want to have any zits on your way to dinner. Me and Joy are having dinner tonight with a very special guest or two. So I hope you can join us.
Okay, so what if the world actually changes because of conversations that happen at dinner? Truly. I mean, you know, I can do my whole routine. I did my water slapping. I did my air brushing. And, you know, I'm going to do a little lip. And I'm going to do a little face. And I'm going to do maybe a spritz after the face. And I'll finish it up with another lip. Sort of the final lip. But what if those components about going out to dinner that we once knew are not the most important parts? I think we know that, right? Like, the conversation that we have over dinner have the capacity to change the world. to activate the world in a new way. And we are delighted and honored to have a co-curator here with us, Kiara Lockett, who is a very special voice. And through her program, Dinners with Key, she engages with artists and thinkers and innovators to have these conversations that have the potential and the power to change minds and to illuminate perspectives and to be the change that we all want to see. So, Dinner with Key, bon appetit.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Dinner with Key, the BCA edition. And tonight we have Milkshaw Benedict joining us.
Hello.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Of course. You know, it's my
the
pleasure.
Rapper, art educator extraordinaire himself.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Coming from a city like Boston that has so much Black history and so much rich history with civil rights activists, leaders, artists, and artisans, you know, how has being a Black Bostonian shaped your artistic practice as a rapper?
I grew up in Roxbury, right next to where New Edition used to record. Like, first off, first and foremost, you know what I mean? So, like, already I was set up, you know, next to history. And my parents never let me forget it that, you know, New Edition recorded next door. And New Edition's also from Roxbury. They're from Orchard Park projects. Black Boston is hidden in a lot of different ways because of the face of Boston. The face of Boston is schools, hospitals, government, and a lot of people don't even know that there's a lot of Black people in Boston. Every time somebody comes up to Boston from like another city or something, like, yo, like, wow, you guys have a culture here.
Yeah.
There's an actual culture here. And a lot of people don't even know. And that's sad to me. And I hope that I'm one of the people that can help change the identity of Boston's artist culture and be one of the best minds out there to help navigate and create and engineer the come up of new Boston artists.
Coming from a cultural perspective and understanding that, you know, Black Boston, Nelson Mandela came to Roxbury specifically to give a speech and to pay homage to, you know, the people who were out protesting on
Shout
his
out to
behalf.
Nelson.
You know, there was Marcus Garvey, there was New Edition, like you mentioned before.
Malcolm X.
There was Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott, who, you know, fell in love in Roxbury.
I think the biggest one definitely out of all of them was Malcolm X. And the fact that he lived down the street and I read his autobiography, that definitely shaped my understanding of what I have to do artistically, or not even just artistically, but understanding my purpose and being named after Malcolm X.
Right.
He's definitely huge, and it's dope that he lived in Roxbury.
It's super important for me to represent Black Boston and understand that we can also be educated and approach this in ways where it's uncanny, and it's not something that is the usual.
Right.
You know, it goes against the grain.
Right.
You know, on a lot of projects like The Virus, it goes against the grain to what is usually communicated throughout the music industry.
Yeah.
The Virus is something that we came up with inside of the studio, intention-wise. We already set the intention, and we prayed before we made that song. And we just try to understand like the timing and what we were doing. This is right before all the quarantine really started going through, and our DJ and producer made the beat. One of our fellow producers laid down a bass line.
Yeah.
And I came up with some of the first words. And they were like, all right, yo, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. And it kind of came through from there. And it was it was really a beautiful song because of how it all came together. The beat switches.
Yeah.
My cousin Brandon, who came in, there's not enough love in the world. Like,
yeah.
He comes in at the perfect time. Like, Sean comes in on that kind of slower part,
yeah.
where he's able to like dice through it and then we all come at the end. Like it's a really well directed song, and I'm proud of it. And I really want to do that more with the music and arts that come from Boston. Just direct it well and make sure that it's done to the fullest.
Well, thank you so much for coming on Dinner with Key, the BCA edition. I'm so happy to have you join us.
No problem. Anytime.
Cheers to you and your success.
Cheers to you and the BCA.
And until next time, shout out to the Davis sisters for inviting me to be a part of this great show.
We rock with the Davis sisters.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Open up your eyelids, the kingdom of the highest. We the real virus, wiping out the climate. Adapt to our environment with our souls in alignment. We on divine timing, we ain't never dying. Quarantine ain't not possible. Face your fears and use what's between your ears. It still sits.
I grew up in Roxbury, right down the street, Dudley Street. Roxbury in the house. Talking about okay. I'm a big supporter of everything community. My parents, they run Black Market down the street. So this weekend is really special. My mom's birthday is on Saturday. And this poem actually has to do with my parents and kind of like, it's the first story that was ever told about myself. This is the piece that I chose to do and chose to share with y'all, okay? So let me get ready. It all started in 91, the prophecy begun. Kai had 2 kids before she met back up with Chris. They in the past, being a woman of God, she needed a man with heart, and that's what she got. Her praise to God answered in plenty ways. They were brave and got married, happy. My mom and dad had a love child at 23, young and full of energy. But now here I come. The one before me was a lost one, so I won an auction on his position. My bid was the highest, to come out the lightest, hypest, pop locking like Rob Hoffman. And when I came out, my pops took me in his arms, called me his African statue. Mama birthed me natural, so she was mad through, but she hugged me, told me she loved me, prayed over my soul, held my abs, checked if I was breathing good. At the time, I was probably asleep. See, my soul was on a creep, just a seed and a representation of me. And by 3, my father worked nights, so he taught me how to read. Hop on Pop was the first book I hopped on. Dr. Seuss had the bars. That's the first book I ever rapped out. That's something to think about. That rhyming been in my blood since that first time, and that's one star line into my new life. Hype with new knowledge, I wanted to read everything. I even learned times tables and how to write cursive before I was ever in the class. Time will tell your ass if you treat your kid well. In my parents' case, they were my wishing wells, performing wonders. No wonder I always wish them well. They should catch dizzy spells with these blessings I propel. Make time for your kids so they can win. Simple as that. Cause they the evolution of you. Maybe triple that. If you treat them with some love, when you beat them, it don't feel like you and the boys in blue competing. They're small beings, people with personalities. Don't confuse them with formalities. Be straight up and tell them everything you know about reality. And that's facts. Story time's always better told by our old soul. And my soul's been holding more holes. Getting greater by the day though. Ain't no hole up, I'll patch some holes up with gold. Now I'm the owner and employer of my life work as a whole. This is the first story I ever remember. The first story told to a young milk in his home. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiara. Thank you, Milkshaw. That was beautiful. And thank you, Joy. I love our tradition of having dinner together, and I think you're right. I think dinner can change the world, whether it's a conversation had by friends around takeout and a movie, or if it's a big state diplomatic dinner where world issues are being discussed and decided on. Or if it's like the American theater, right? I believe that the American theater is built on dinner. Not just like dinner before a show, but like dinner within the show. Every great American play has a dinner scene. Except Angels in America, there's not really like a dinner scene. I mean, Harper Burns the dinner, that's a pretty good scene, and then there's the diner dinner. But, you know, dinner is just, it's a generous act, and it's one of my favorite things that we get to do together. And, I've been witnessing a lot of generous acts recently. I know we decided that we were done with Zoom, and it's gross and frustrating, and we miss human connection, and I do. But I've also noticed how generous people are with their homes right now, that I feel so welcomed into people's homes through the camera, that people will kind of just show us their messy closets or their pets or children running around, and in response there's been a heightened tolerance to that sort of thing, things that would never be okay in a boardroom or a meeting or an open concept office space, but they're okay now because of quarantine, and we've really been able to distill down what we care about within our community, I think, because of that, in a weird way. Like this, for example, here on Marco Polo, I feel like before quarantine, the Davis sisters would never use Marco Polo as a platform to present something that's funded and produced by the Boston Center for the Arts, but it actually makes perfect sense right now because it's just us coming into people's homes. Thanks for letting us into your homes. Hey Helen, it's me, Annette. I'm just giving you a little ring on the Marco Polo. I'm just getting ready to go down for my mid-morning nap. I got my blue blockers on. I'm doing my daily sheet mask. But I was so impressed by all your knowledge of botanicals and garden stuff last week. I just wanted to get some advice. If you look here, I got a plant that needs a little love, so if you have any advice, I would love to exchange maybe some knitting lessons in exchange for some information about plants. So I'm not totally sure where we went wrong. If you look, the ground is kind of dry, yeah, but we did have some support right there ready. Just in case it wanted to grow, yeah. So I'm gonna go down for my mid-morning nap, and if you just want to get back to me, and then I will get back to about the plan, and then I'll get back to you about the knitting. Okay, I'll teach you that knit stitch you've been asking about. All right. How do I?
Well, my lands, Annette, I thought I was having a nightmare. I mean, first of all, it took Ralph and I 15 minutes to figure out how to use this little Marco Polo. I don't know why they would name it after him. He's a controversial figure. Anyway, honey, the second thing is that how are you having a mid-morning nap? It is 7 a.m. Well, it's a good thing I was getting up already to go water the garden. Honey, that plant is dead as a doornail, and I'm sorry to break it to you. I don't know if there's anything you can do about it now. You probably either overwatered or underwatered it, and it looks like you probably did both. You know, Annette, you're kind of an extreme woman, and that's what I love about you, honey. Now don't you start. So what I would do, let me see here if I can. We'll just, oh my God, I flipped it around. Well, let's see, honey, let's see. Now, if I get over here to one of my indoor plants, I'm so sorry, it's this little arrow, cool. Okay, now if I get over here to this, so you're just going to want to kind of come in here and massage the soil. If you see any clumps, you just break up the clumps. You want to make sure there's no, you want to make sure there's no rotten roots or no soil that's too, and you'll just get, let's see, what did I do again? Oh, this one. So you just want to make sure that nothing is too sticky on the hands. Now, if it leaves a brown smudge, like dirt, it's too dry. If it comes on your hands, if it comes off on your hands, like mud, it's too wet. So you're gonna wanna regulate that, baby. Okay. Well, baby sister, I love you, and I'm about to go do yoga. My daughter Dina is just adamant that I try it for my back. Okay. Marco.
Hi, Helen. Hi. It's your old pal, Auntie Annette, and I needed to say thank you so much for all that advice with the plants. It really did help. We ended up throwing it away. So, but maybe next time I get a plant, you can help me. But I'm ready to teach you that knit stitch. Now, here's a little bit of a problem I'm having. I'm at my lake house in Lake Winnipesaukee up in New Hampshire, so I don't have any knitting needles. But what I do have is this pasta strainer scoop and a lighter. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to use these to show you the knit stitch. Now, I will be working with some yarn from Third Piece. I always have Third Piece yarn with me, even when I forget my knitting needles. Third Piece is the only yarn store I will shop at, and it's located in Boston South End. You can learn more about them at thirdpiece.com. If you remember, a couple weeks ago I taught you how to make the slip knot. So make a little cross. Put that loop that pull down. That's the slip knot, yeah? Now, I'm going to show you how to do the knit stitch. And if you want further instruction, you can visit thirdpiece.com, like I said, or take one of their knitting classes. So, I have the stitch in my left hand, or the pasta strainer hand. And then I have my other needle. Okay, all right. I didn't condition today, apparently. And then I have my right needle, or my lighter, in my right hand. And I'm going to insert the right needle into the front left part of the stitch, crossing it in the back, making an X. Okay, then I'm going to hold both needles with the left hand, and I can then take my right hand away from the needles, and if I had some wine, I'd be drinking it, okay? And then I'm going to take my working yarn. Remember, I don't want to use a tail. The working yarn is the side still attached to my ball of yarn, and I'm going to throw it around the back needle between the two, all right, the two needles, and then I can take the right needle, or the lighter, back into my right hand, and I'm going to slide, yeah? I'm going to slide down, under, and up, bring it to the front, and then I can pull it off the left needle, and I build a new stitch on the right needle. Isn't that fun? Isn't that just fun? Oh, okay. Well, so if you're like me and you can't get enough knitting, you can join us at thirdpiece.com and learn more about it, okay? All right, what do we have next? I'm gonna go barbecue some stuff. All right.
go home. Love is a hard place to live, living alone. I don't really wanna leave, but you're telling me to go. So it's time to go home. Love is a hard place to live if you're living alone. Don't know how to handle myself, I've been waiting for time to catch up with my feelings. I don't know what to do in the meantime. Same thing to you sometimes.
A goodbye dance.
Maybe a dance for next time?
Summer Sundays with the Davis Sisters. Sundays in August. Only on... Wait, what station is this on again?